us now.
He's gonna forget to add us.
Okay, we're back on another episode of the Ray and
Lulu show, baby.
It's actually the Nev
That's
and
right.
Lou show. I don't know where Ray's at. Hopefully, we can call him in and get him on this episode, so he doesn't have to miss another episode like he's done in the past. But that's here
Yeah,
and there.
let's give him a call.
Let's go ahead and add him to it.
What up? What up?
Okay, so he's with somebody. Hold on, what's going on?
Yes. I am actually in Jacksonville right now at the La Rosa Realty North Florida location, and I'm here with the beautiful and young Gale, which is the broker here, and she has been pretty much showing me around and telling me about Jacksonville, and I'm here to help her. I'm actually, well, we'll get into that, but let's go ahead and see you guys. What are you guys doing?
Okay.
So we're actually just we're trying to stay on schedule and do our every
Can you
weekly episode.
do a different split screen so that way it shows the other one, so that way it can.
Oh, we didn't
I want to see Lewis's face. I want to make sure that. Yeah, that
he
one's
was just
perfect.
making faces to you, right?
That's
So,
what I'm saying. I'm afraid.
So we're here in Orlando. We're holding it down in the office as leaders in Orlando office. Dealing with the small fires that might come up. Not too many small fires, but a few of them.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I'm getting calls all the time. Lewis, don't stop calling me.
Me? Only twice, and it was just one for
Twice
me and one.
today. It was
It
twice.
wasn't really for me though.
Twice. I mean, it might have been a big fire.
It was a big fire. Well,
Yeah,
it
it
was
is a big fire.
it kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But so that's really all we've really been up to. What have you guys been doing?
So
First, introduce. Hold on. Where are you at right now?
I'm at the La Rosa Realty North Florida, which
North
is here
Florida.
in Jacksonville, and
Okay.
I'm with Gale, the broker, and she
Hey, Gale.
has been graciously showing me around. So, yeah, I'll let Gale tell you a little bit about what North Florida, Jacksonville, La Rosa Realty is all about.
I
All right.
appreciate you lying. I totally got us lost because
That's why we're late to the podcast. Just wanted to let y'all know.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
well, it is what it is. Realtors are never on time anyway, but whatever.
Over here in Jacksonville, it's super laid back.
Oh yeah,
Really?
very laid back.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might need some of that energy up here.
No, we don't. No, trust me, we don't want that.
All right, I'll take your
Well,
word for that.
everybody could use a little laid back, but no, Jacksonville is very laid back.
Okay.
Like they're all like semi-retired. Cracks me up.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Nothing starts until about 10 in the
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
morning. Yep.
I'm getting phone calls at like 8 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
I have
Yeah, but
title
you're
companies. Heck, yeah, I have title companies call me on Sundays. Like, y'all work today?
That's fantastic. Some title companies do that as well here. Yep.
Yes. I'm like, hold on, y'all not even working. We can't fund any files right now. Why you calling me? But
Yeah. No, it's funny.
so what are you doing in Jacksonville right now? I know
So
we have something going on within La Rosa, and kind of let us know what it is.
So we actually have a contest called the Undercover Broker, and
Okay.
they sent us to undisclosed locations. They didn't even give us the location till the day that we were supposed to head over here. And so I ended up in Jacksonville. I'm competing against, three other, superstars. Ricky Miller from Lakeland is now in St. Augustine for the week. I got Carrie Petrowski out of, the Miami Beaches office. She's over in St. Pete. And then Tiffany Polite,
Ooh.
broker to be,
My girl
director of
Tiffany.
coaching, is what do you mean your girl Tiffany? Hold on.
Obviously,
Hold
you
on.
see
She's
what
in
the-
Miami. Let's just put it there. But let's get back to that. What do you mean your girl Tiffany?
That's my girl.
So your money's on Tiffany? Is that what you're saying?
No, but that's your competition. So
Listen,
you better bring it.
they're-
You know what I'm saying? So
Hey, they're all doing big things right now. I mean, I don't know if you guys are watching us on Facebook, but they got events going on. They're
So hold
building
on.
it up.
How do we know who the winner of this competition is? What do you guys have to do?
So we have to recruit as many agents as we can in 1 week, which has turned out to be very difficult. We're working day and night trying to figure out how to do this because it's a city we never been to. I never been to Jacksonville to recruit. I've been here to visit, but never to recruit. And I found out that a lot of agents here are very loyal to the brand that they're with, which is a pretty cool value to have. But at the same time, what are you truly being loyal to? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because what is your brokerage doing for you? And that's what we're
Absolutely.
focusing on, seeing if there's any value that we can bring to that
Mhm.
individual. So
So
we
that's
got some appointments lined up. I'm gonna keep it a surprise because I know Ricky be watching the episode. So I don't want Ricky on here trying to, scope out what we're doing.
so. Do
So
you think Ricky is your biggest competition?
I think Ricky has the tools to become my biggest competition. Tiffany has the
Okay.
charisma.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So, you got your girl Tiffany. Now Tiffany got allies. She
Uh
out here calling people.
huh.
So with her, you got to be careful. You got to watch that.
Dang. So you're just not even worried about Carrie,
I know,
Yeah,
right?
we haven't even mentioned
right? No
Carrie
mention.
either. Who's Carrie?
I didn't say that. I didn't say
There
that.
was
Um,
no
Carrie,
mention of
if you're
Carrie.
watching the show, I did not say it. They did. Just
I don't
saying.
know. No. What do you mean? I've been watching Carrie's updates every day, her 3 times a day, and honestly, she looks like she might be your biggest
Yeah, she's
competition.
got some too. Yeah. Mhm.
We'll
You
see.
might have
We'll see.
overlooked her.
I'm not.
That's
I'm not. Listen, I told you they're three fierce competitors. I'm not looking over. I'm
Mm,
not overlooking anybody. They're tough. They're tough, and they all have the same grit that I do. So, but I will tell you this: it is exhausting because you rattle your brain with what ideas you can come up with, but you only have a week. So,
hmm.
well, no, we'll
So,
see. So,
what
go
were your
ahead.
expectations going into a new city?
I didn't expect it to be as hard as it is, but I wanted to see. So when I first came in, I sat down with Gale. We went over the game plan. We looked at what it is that we can do. We reached out to a couple of her leaders, which was my strategy to reach out to a couple of the leaders, get a feel for what Jacksonville is and what we can bring to the table, and then have those leaders who have already worked with other agents on the other side give me names so that I can reach out to them. So I did get a really good name from one of the agents here, Teresa Robertson. Shout out to Teresa. So if you decide to watch the Ray and Nev show, now we made you famous. But what we did is I reached out to her and she got me in touch with a gentleman by the name of Maurice Murphy, who has a team of 10 people at a three-letter company. And I'm going to be meeting with him for dinner tomorrow with him and his wife, and we're going to see what I can do to do that. And then there's another agent that we're trying to look at that she also has a big team,
Yes.
and we're trying to get her. And that's my gift for Gail. That's my Christmas gift to Gail. So if I can get her,
Merry
that'll be a really
Christmas.
good Christmas gift. Because the reality of it is, I'm probably not going to be able to get these big teams to sign up
Yeah,
today or by Friday, but I can continue that relationship between me, Gail, and them, and then obviously get them signed up sometime before the end of the year or right at the end of the year, because a lot of agents like to switch over at that time.
yeah.
Start a new career at a new company. So
Okay. So after being in up in Jacksonville for the last going on 3 days, what's the actual reality that you're facing? I know you said it's a little bit more difficult with the loyalty that you've been seeing, the brand loyalty.
um pretty much you do need about a week of research before you actually come out. So I would recommend that whoever participates in this contest in the future, that they give them the destination a week early. Let them go ahead and research the area, so that way when they go in, they already know who to attack, what's the key players in the area to hit. Because that's what I went for. I went for the key players at the office, and then from there, key players in other companies that we can show them the value. There's a lot of traditional real estate companies out here. Like
Yeah,
we ain't got the numbers they're doing up here in regards to all the traditional real estate companies up here have a ton of agents, to where, in Orlando, it's not even like that. You either have us, EXP, or, a couple other companies, maybe KW in there at 300 agents, but nothing major. Berkshire Hathaway don't even exist in Orlando.
yeah.
Mhm.
Or
That's true.
Lou, any questions?
Um, yeah, I do. So what expectations of recruiting numbers? What's the number?
Well, my expectation was 10.
10.
So,
Okay.
so my goal is to still hit that 10, whether I hit it while I'm here or while I'm not. So I think it's something that's going to be continuous. Start doing some classes. I do have a big event that's coming on Friday where we're going to be teaching, obviously, the things that we've done in our office with the foreclosure program. Me and Gail were looking through her system. because remember it's a different MLS, so their MLS is a little bit weirder, to say the least, or for the lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be able to um, we're gonna be able to do the class because we figured out what I needed in the class. So I'll be doing that class on Friday at 10:30, and we've invited a ton of agents.
Hmm.
I invited about 1,000 agents. Uh, Gale invited how many?
Like 580.
Like 580.
Oh
So
wow.
it's going to be a Zoom because obviously we don't have the room to bring in 1,500 people. But we I think we're limited to how many people in the
100.
so 100 can get into the Zoom call. So we invited that much. If we land a net of 100, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. And if you get 200, you just have to do two calls, right?
If
Split
I
it
get
up.
Yeah, just split it up.
200,
If you get 200,
yeah.
we always have high expectations here, man.
If we get a group, I know I feel you. If we get a group, I might have to do it twice. I'll do
Yeah.
one at 10:30, then I'll do another one at 11:30 if that's the case.
All right. So
Like if
this next
people are
question.
like if people are texting, by the way, we need to put your phone number on there now that they say that. Thank you for remind me
Oh,
Yeah.
of
yeah,
it.
my phone number's not on there. Oh, well.
Yeah, we need to
So.
resend that
Hey,
email.
we like people to go like this. What am I doing?
So
I
my
told you.
next question, I don't think you're gonna want to answer it because we don't want to give too much of the secret sauce away, right? But what resources are you using to recruit? I know you mentioned you're kind of like tap rooting with the current agents.
I'm using Gale.
We're using Gale.
I'm using Gale and her leaders. Her leaders are
Okay.
phenomenal. First of all, they all called me back. They all gave me people to contact. I contacted some of them people, made some connections, and we'll see. We'll see how we land them. Um, I mean, the goal is 10,
Yeah.
and then obviously everybody's doing their event. This is the difference, though. Everybody else is doing their event on Thursday, which is tomorrow.
Hmm.
I'm doing my event on Friday, which is the last day. So I'm kind of cutting
Okay.
it close.
Yeah. I see you're going right to the
So,
line at this point.
Yeah.
so what's working? What's not working?
Well, not your glasses at this point. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. uh, I honestly, pretty
I
much like I
got you.
said, not nothing. Honestly, nothing is not working right now because keep in mind this is not a weak thing. That's what I've discovered. This is something that you have to build the relationships because people have to trust you. They want to work with somebody they can trust. And remember, I'm an outsider. I'm here from Orlando. Gail and everybody else that knows me trusts me, but these people don't know me from Adam. So building their trust, is important. And at the same time, the fact that we don't have the brand recognition that we have in Orlando here, you know,
Hmm.
which is crazy because they do numbers here. They
Hmm.
do pretty good numbers to being a small office, and just they have one or two key players. This office will explode. They'll probably do better than our office
Okay.
with
Word.
key. If they get two or three key players, they get Maurice and Cece, which is the other person that we're looking to. If they get those two key players, their numbers will explode, and then they're gonna be on the map. More listings out there with their names on them, more workout, more. We're gonna become a household name. I
Okay.
guarantee that'll happen within the next few months.
So so far since you've been there, do you have any horror stories of from recruiting?
Yes. So it wasn't a horror story, but it was a good conversation. It was something that I learned. So I spoke to a three-letter word agent, and we had a great conversation. He knew a lot of people that we knew. He knows Gil. He's actually in
Okay.
Gil's downline, but he's also been an agent that's been with the company for a really long time, and he has an amazing downline as well. So he explained it to me. He says someone like that's not going to lead the company because they got too much skin in the game. So at that point, you just go to the bottom of the list and grab the people that don't have any skin in the game. So it wasn't a horror story; it was more like a learning experience.
Okay.
I will
That's
give you a
good.
horror story though. I'll give you a horror story. So the hotel I'm staying at, it's not a horror story, but the hotel I'm staying at has a kind of like a old people tour. So I get to have breakfast with 1,000 years of experience in life,
Wisdom.
of wisdom, and I get to have breakfast with them. And I sit there and I just have my coffee and talk to them like. And this morning, so it's been 2 mornings already that I did that. This morning they came out and were like, they're like, "Oh, we're getting on the bus because they're doing like a tour. It's called the Geezer Tour. It's not
Okay.
called that.
Wow.
It's not called that. I'm just It's called Diamond something Diamond Tours. Um, the Golden Diamond Tours. It's called Golden
Okay.
Diamond. And can't believe you said that, Gail. So anyway,
Wheelchair.
so
It's a
so
walker.
so anyway, so we end up. I'm sitting with them, and they get ready to get on the bus, and one of the ladies says, Ray, oh, aren't you happy we're getting on the bus early today? You're gonna have a little piece of quiet. I'm like, no, man, I truly enjoy your company because I said to be your age and have the energy you have, I love it. I love it. So they kind of motivated me into making sure I wake up. Now I will tell you this: I got so exhausted yesterday. I went to bed at. I got to the office. I got to the hotel. I had dinner. Went to the hotel, and I was getting ready to get on the computer. I knocked out at
So,
7.
so basically, you're on the old people schedule now.
Oh yeah.
He had dinner at 4 p.m. The early bird special.
You know, hey, I get a discount when I'm with the guys.
Oh
So,
man.
with my people.
Oh man.
Well, speaking of horror, great costume, by the way.
Great costume.
Yeah, great
What?
costume, okay?
He did the touch of gray in the beard, right?
Listen,
I think I saw a hair stick up.
it's getting gray. It's getting grayer by the minute.
I thought I saw Gale watch. Saw it. Look.
What? So what? See, Lewis. You see, that's why you can't listen to Lewis.
So
So
now
I'm
that
sending
you
Lewis. We're sending you up to Jacksonville next week.
Okay.
Gail,
Bring it.
yo,
he's gonna.
He'll do fantastic.
I'll bring the noise.
he's
He'll
gonna
be
bring all the
fantastic.
I'll bring.
he's
the
gonna
hype.
bring all the 60-plus-year-old agents. Like they
Yeah.
love Lou here.
They love Lewis.
Damn,
You're
that's
gonna
good.
get all the old people. You're
That's
gonna get
good.
all
Yes,
the old.
half the city is gonna come out just to talk to Lewis.
Yeah.
Hey, what have I been going?
So
That'll be
last
fantastic.
question. Now that you've been there for a few days, you kind of got a feel of the city, feel of the people and everything. I know you said you went in thinking you're gonna, or expecting that you're gonna leave with at least 10 recruits. What number are you at now? What number do you think you will leave with after getting all the information?
Well, you know, I'm like the goat. I'm like the Michael Jordan of recruiting at this point. So even though I may not win the championship, I'm still shooting for 10.
Okay,
10.
Wait,
So,
say that again. Wait, hold on.
he said.
Say it again. Say that again.
say what? What do you
That,
want me
that,
to say?
that didn't sound like a winner right there. Say
I
it again.
said-
Say,
No, I agree with you, Lewis.
I said even though I'm the GOAT and I may not win the contest, but this is the thing.
You just
It's not-
doomed yourself.
what? You just
You
did
just
it again.
doomed it.
What's wrong
You
How
with
just,
did
you?
I do
you
it?
just conceded.
I did not
Dude.
concede. Hold on.
You
This-
just
says,
flipping
yo,
conceded.
whoa.
I may not win.
Whoa, isn't Ray the main person that says I don't play for fun, I play to win?
I play to win.
Yeah.
I thought I don't play
Hey,
for a
hey.
good time.
Up for towel, Ray.
Okay.
What's going on?
Dude.
I'm picking up the
Dude.
towel. I'm gonna win. So
All right.
there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. But my goal is 10, regardless of the fact.
You better
10.
You know what I'm saying? I was
And
trying to
after-
get poetic, and I guess it backfired on me. I'm sorry.
After seeing everybody else's updates, you think 10 is gonna make it? That's gonna be the winning
I
number?
think social media makes everybody look better than they actually are.
Yeah,
I
I don't know if you're watching Ricky's videos, but no, he got agents from St. Augustine sitting there. Those ain't no new agents.
Also, Ricky got sick, didn't he?
Yeah, he got sick. They fed him some poisonous food out there. So
Dang. So
thank God that hasn't happened to me yet.
from this side of the screen, it sounds like you guys might have sent something for Ricky. Let's take him out the game.
No, we didn't do it.
Y'all might have did it. I don't know. This might have been a setup.
Do you hear this accusation?
Wow, Nev.
I can't
You're
believe
only
it.
2 hours away from here. We can
Yeah.
drive down. and,
Oh,
like-
do you
Oh
wanna-
wow! Look! See, it threatened
See?
me.
You want us to send you something? We can send you something.
Oh man! All right, noted. All right, we don't talk trash about Jacksonville.
Exactly.
That's how people disappear, right?
Well, they're gangster out here.
Listen,
Right?
Gangster out here.
listen. I got a lot of friends.
I see.
Jacksonville
I
and
see.
in Orlando.
That's dangerous because any problems in Florida, they just go to Georgia,
Right
right?
now, right now, I'm afraid to even ask you to ask her the questions.
I am too. That's why I'm gonna let Lou start. He's gonna take over the first set of questions.
There we go. All right, so Gail,
All right.
we're gonna put you in the hot seat.
Okay.
All right, Gale.
Can I answer some questions?
All right, Gail. So, how did you become successful in real estate?
Honestly, it's hard work. You got to do it. You got to set up your routines. You got to stick to them and you got to do it. You got to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and you've got to put your goals in writing and achieve them. And that's how I became successful in real estate. I didn't stop. I didn't take no for an answer. If I did get a no answer, I went on to the next person. Um, Real estate, people make it look easy. People make it really easy, especially the top producers in social media. But what they don't see is all of the hard work,
That goes
long
behind the
nights
scenes.
that are behind the scenes. It truly is an iceberg. The iceberg on top is beautiful and small, but underneath is where all the power is. It's hard work. Real estate is hard work. I can remember filling out contracts until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I can remember learning some hefty lessons, some very expensive lessons, because I didn't read the contract. Real estate is hard work, making those phone calls and putting yourself out there outside of your comfort zone is when you start really making some headway.
Absolutely.
By the way,
Absolutely.
we need this. We're probably gonna need to edit the part where I said I'm not gonna win. Yeah, we definitely gotta edit that.
Oh no,
If we
I
don't
think
edit it,
on the
but
call
I
we
thought this was
had
a
Oh
one
with
take.
man,
it is a one taker.
It's a one taker.
exactly
Yeah, that was
the
it's like a
call we
whole
had with
wheel.
you and Gail, we let you know it's one take. It doesn't
That's
matter
right.
the location,
One take.
unfortunately. One take.
All right, what's the next
Um,
question?
so actually, she said something that I want to kind of piggyback on, where you said write down your goals, and I
Mhm.
think that's like really something major that a lot of people kind of overlook is the power of having your goals in front of you every single day and actually seeing it and visualizing them. And that's goes to something that we actually do here. We've been doing it for the last 2 Saturdays. We have one more Saturday left. The Know Your Vision board. Um,
Yep.
so, and that's something that's an open invite to all agents. I just wanted to throw that out there because we want to make sure that our agents do have their goals in front of them and they are actually setting them and setting themselves up to achieve them before the end of the year.
So if somebody wanted to participate, where would they go? What would they have to do? Who do they
So,
contact?
so if they want to participate, please text Vision Board to, I do not know the number off the top of my head, but I know Ray knows it.
Yes,
407
407
900
900 5.
5003.
There you go.
There you go.
You text
Yes.
Vision Board to that number, and then we'll get back to you with the time and date so that you can show up to Vision Board.
And the reason why we're keeping a head count of that is because we are serving breakfast and lunch. And if we stay until dinner time to finish the vision boards, dinner will be provided as well.
Correct.
All right.
And it's not just any lunch; it's Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Exactly. Yeah.
And for those of you, so is this true? I'm going to ask you a question because I've been hearing from you guys. Did Vivi add mimosas to this week's breakfast?
Yes.
Here goes what's so crazy. It's mimosas and tequila shots.
Tequila shots.
Nice.
Right?
There.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Is it this weekend?
Yeah,
It's
This
this Saturday.
I
Yes.
can't come.
this Saturday.
Ah.
I'm helping at a haunted jail.
Haunted jail.
The sheriff,
is
the
it-
St. Johns County Sheriff's Office is doing a haunted jail, like a haunted house type situation, and so I'm volunteering as an escort through the
Okay.
haunted jail.
It's funny that she used the word escort. I would use the word.
Well,
I had it in my
Well,
head too, but I don't want to go there.
so many conversations can be launched off of that statement.
That's what
Right.
I'm saying. She's the
I mean,
the tour
jail.
I was
guide.
I'm
gonna
not
say,
getting paid, so then what is that?
She's the tour guide.
Tour guy.
Put on some Little Wayne.
She's volunteering to be an escort.
Oh man. An unpaid escort.
Yes.
I know. Very low self-esteem.
That's great.
Oh man, that's bad.
So Gail,
What's-
who's asking the next question?
Luke. I ask what. So there's a lot of different routes that different agents take to get to success. Which way did you go? I know a lot of people. Some people focused on door knocking. They might have focused just on phone calls, on maybe flyering. I know Ricky Miller is huge on flyering neighborhoods. What was like your one niche that you stayed in?
So I'm one of those rare breeds that never really picked a niche. I worked my center of influence and my social media And that's how I was able to solidify clients. And then when one happened, it kind of just snowballed from there. So people liked what I had to do on social media. I was doing open house Saturdays, a lot of social media, open house Saturdays on Instagram, reels, lives, uh, posting everything that I was doing, whether it was real estate related or whether I was visiting a restaurant or a place. And was very successful with landing leads from the Facebook and Instagram, but also working my center of influence. At the time I started real estate, I was also a Starbucks barista, which is another story. And with constantly interacting with the people in the neighborhood, I was again able to launch more leads and listings from that place of business.
That's right. She was a Starbucks
That
barista.
is
Got from that.
I got
awesome.
lots of stories with that one. But honestly, when I started out, I worked for some bigger houses here. You had to do what is that where you're the secretary for them by free? Desk duty. You had to do desk duty.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So some of my clients did uh come through desk. I'll tell you, my $1 million sale was the first sale I ever made as an agent, and that came from desk duty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome. Okay.
But
So you said
So more of
something.
those. So let me ask a question about that, Gail. Since Jacksonville is a little bit different from Orlando, is that something where you do get walk-ins?
yeah, you get walk-ins. I did get quite a few leads from desk duty at the first office I worked at. Um, they weren't like all at the same time. So, they were sporadically throughout the year. But you do get leads. But you can also get leads putting yourself out there,
Yeah.
joining a chamber of commerce, at your gym, doing little events where if you're at a gym, you can just sponsor a table, sponsor a smoothie table.
Hmm.
Um, just little ideas yourself that you put yourself out there, but you do have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You can't
Absolutely.
you can't hide behind a desk or in an office and expect everything to come to you, because it's not. You have to show
Absolutely.
people what your value is.
Yeah.
So you just gave two really great examples of just dang, what's the word I'm looking for? So you did like active prospecting, and then there's passive prospecting. The
Correct.
passive was being, desk duty, and of course you're gonna get them here or there sporadically. But then you were actively in the community,
Mhm.
and you mentioned the part where you were working at Starbucks, which is awesome because we encourage a lot of our agents to work out of a Starbucks, interact with the community, have conversations, like be actually in there.
I
Don't
do
just
the
say
same
like
thing.
exactly.
Once a week for 3 hours a day, sit at a local coffee house. If it's Starbucks, if it's Dunkin' Donuts, if it's a mom and pop shop, because once you start to become familiar inside, then people are going to start
Yeah.
actively having conversations with you.
But you get to know
Exactly.
everybody. You get to know your baristas. You get to know the manager. You get to know the regulars of people, the
Hmm.
regulars that walk in and out. They know each other, so you get to know them, and you become part of the regulars, and now you created yourself a community
Mhm.
within a community.
Yep.
So
And there would
Absolutely.
be, a couple of little mom and pop offices that would come in and be regulars inside that Starbucks. I would send them over a basket of pastries. Thank you for coming. And I would stick my card in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, because when you're first starting out, you're broke with all your fees and dues and everything. But you have 100 save up $100 and do something nice.
Yep.
it
Exactly.
works.
Yep.
So how long have you been in the business?
8 years,
8 years. Okay.
8 short years.
What was like your defining moment where it's like, you know what, I want to jump into real estate full time?
Um, it was my 7th year at Starbucks. It was 4 years ago, and I had 8 written contracts executed.
There you go.
Wow.
That's all it took was just 8,
That's
all at the
all it
same
took.
time. I can feel you
All
on
there,
that.
well, I mean, so I was working at Starbucks. I started at Starbucks at a very low point in my life. and I have a bachelor's of arts for education and accounting. Nobody cares, that you have that. They only want to know what you did yesterday. So I got a job at Starbucks and worked myself up to assistant manager, got promised a store, was constantly being passed over, passed over, passed over. I was the assistant manager that would be transferred to a store to clean it up or help clean it up or help rectify whatever situation was going on. And the last straw was I was up for a brand new store and they gave it to somebody else. I came home and my husband said, "Have you ever thought about real estate?" And I said, "God, no, I have known nothing about real estate." And he said, "I think you should try." And so I did. And I demoted myself all the way down to a barista. And that's what I did for the first 4 years while I got familiar with real estate, soaked up every course, every class, went to every realtor event, visited every site agent in new construction, and just worked.
Wow, your story is very similar to mine. I used to work at Adidas, and they sent me on a trip to Boston. And first day we finished working, I go back to my hotel room. I sit down and I said, I can't work here anymore. Like I have to quit when I go back home because I had 3 deals I was actively working, and it was like 12 a.m. and I'm hoping that somebody's up so I can call them to get them to sign a document. Like I'm like, oh man, because that was the only time I had. And when I went back when I came back to Florida, I sat down and I told them I have to quit. I was a manager at the time, and they were like, no, don't leave. We'll demote you so you can still work here and do real estate. And they demoted me to a sales associate, and I did that for one day. And I went back to the store manager. I said, I can't do this.
I did it for about 4 years. I did the opening shift.
It's not
from
easy.
30 to 11:30, and then I would do real estate in the afternoon and on the weekends.
Yeah, it's not easy to do both, but that's actually a really great story.
No, but you do what you got to do, right? I had family.
Absolutely.
I had 3 boys at
100%.
home.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do.
It's called sacrifice.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is a question that we say for all the brokers. So how do you handle like rude and needy clients?
Rude and needy.
Yeah.
So have you ever fired a client before?
I've had the pleasure to fire a client. I'm not even gonna lie, it is a pleasure to fire them. You're like,
Well, a lot of times
finally.
it takes a lot to get there, right?
Yeah.
You have to understand that real estate for us is our job and career, but that hat has many jobs. You're dealing with people that on an emotional level that are closing one chapter to open another. And so you have to constantly remember that it's not your story. It's your honor to be the story guide.
Yeah.
So you have to really take a step back, remember that it's not about you at all. It's about them.
Yeah, they're not upset with you. They're upset with the situation.
And if they're upset with a situation, it's your job to explain what's going on and deliver the facts. But you then have to take a step back and allow them to digest those facts to understand and to make an informed decision. And a lot of times there's things going on in their background that they're not going to tell you. It's none of your business, but you just have to understand they'll get there when it's time. Now, if they're really rude, if they're really disrespectful, then that's when you need to sever the relationship. Especially if they start trying to, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to this. Hey, I completely understand that you're upset. I feel that at this point in our relationship, we might need to end it because this relationship isn't helping you in any way, shape, or form. Yep. And that's what I do. I always put it, I always make it my fault, kind of, but this relationship isn't helping you. So
he uses it's me, not you.
Yeah,
Like the worst excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at least it's better than I need my space.
Well,
space.
I don't know.
No, at least space sucks, bro.
That's straight up, though. Like
because you never want to tell a client, I can't deal with your rude
I kind of
behavior.
do though.
Well, it depends on where it is. If they're so belligerent and they refuse to calm down and all they're doing is yelling and screaming at you and four-letter words enter the conversation.
So let's go through that for a second because let's unpack that. So if you're screaming at me and yelling at me, you know, you know, literally you could kill that conversation by saying, "Let me ask you a question, Gail. What is you yelling at me doing to solve the problem of selling your home?"
It makes me feel better, Ray.
Okay. So if it makes you feel better, can you choose another agent that will allow you to scream at them? Because I don't. Would you prefer that?
Do you want to get paid?
I honestly don't. At this point in time, I don't.
These are actual conversations, by the way.
It
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like it. Your responses sound authentic.
Yeah, it's crazy. She's like truly living one of her clients right now.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's an out of body experience right
it is.
there.
It's
Keeping it real
It's
on
one
the
of the
show.
several. Yeah.
So, I want to ask one of the questions. So I'll ask that question. Gail, if I knew you in high school, who would you be? Who are you?
In high school.
Yeah. If I knew you in high school, who would I be hanging out with?
So in high school, I was more of like quiet. I was more of a quiet person. I was a cheerleader.
Can't believe that.
No, I was.
I've been with her for 3 days.
I
Can't believe
really.
that.
So I'll tell you what. So now I'm friendly with a majority. I went to a small Catholic high school.
Okay.
I've been in Catholic school my entire life, so I'm pretty much expecting my seat at the right hand of Jesus. That's how much Catholic school I've been in.
Wow.
16 years.
Oh wow. Served.
So they
hear
described
this?
me as a quiet, uppity female dog.
Well, you can use the word on the show. This is not a
Okay,
kid-friendly show.
I was a bitch. You were such a bitch. You never spoke to anybody. Nobody spoke to me.
Right?
I speak to people.
You know, that's a misconception too. Like
Yeah.
everybody always expects you to say hi. And be like, hey,
Yeah.
did I, you know, and they'll say like a rude like a sly comment. Hey, did I sleep next to you last night? Like that's in
Yeah.
Spanish, they do that a lot. And I'm like, no, but you know, I didn't sleep next to you either. Why didn't you say hi to me first? Because
So
if
I
you
think-
say,
yeah.
because you expect the person, well, the person that walks in the room supposed to say hi.
Yeah.
No, who made up that rule?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or they were like, you never attended any parties. My father never allowed me out of the house. I came from very strict parents. So I think it's like your perception of people when you're younger, you're so self-absorbed that you can't see past the nose on your face to put yourself in other people's shoes.
Yeah,
Whereas
but
being older,
I think because if you think about it, children don't think that far.
no, they don't. No. And there's
And
an
that's-
actual
and
there's an
that's why-
actual theory that goes with that. It's you're in this self-absorbed world where you think the world revolves around yourself until you're about 24.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true. I'll take that. Well, for
Yep.
Lewis, it's until he's 45 because
45.
Is that because of his glasses?
yeah,
I feel like they're like a
What
falling-
is wrong with my glasses? What's going on with my glasses? What do
it
you
looks
guys
like they're
think?
futuristic and there's computers.
you can
in them.
yeah, you can see the reflection of the computers on them.
It doesn't matter where you go, Lou. The light's hitting them and they're going in. I don't know what glasses those are, but
Let me stand up.
his glasses are making,
So
you know. And it's so funny that Lewis's head does not fit on the screen with you, Nev. Like it's.
I think it's just where the camera's pointed.
I know. Let's
it's
not.
actually straight in front of us. He just has a really big head. I angled it to make it look smaller.
Yeah, but your shoulders are in view, and only one of his shoulders are in view.
Don't encourage him. Trust me, his head is big. Don't make him feel good.
He's sensitive.
All right, so wow.
Just letting you know
First
this
of all,
is
I want to comment on what she said. I would have not expected that from Gale.
Me
The
neither.
fact that he was a quiet, Catholic schoolgirl.
Catholic
You see,
cheerleader.
I know different Catholic.
And a cheerleader.
schoolgirls. You were a cheerleader?
Yes.
Oh.
She
Okay.
said that. Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Duh.
I didn't
So-
hear her cheerleader thing.
So would you say like you got out of?
Okay.
Would you say you got out of your bubble? Was it because of like Starbucks, or was it the real estate changed that for you?
I think when I know somebody, then this is me. This is how I am. When before real estate, before a lot of things actually, I was the one that would just observed from I didn't want to participate.
From the outside.
Observed from the outside. Being older and understanding people, there's, you know, always stories behind people. But real estate allowed me the stage that I made for myself. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you stay motivated?
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, first and foremost, my new position, well, not so new, but new to La Rosa. I love what I do. I love it every day. I love talking about real estate to people. It's almost like a math problem. I'm a huge math nerd. So trying to figure out how to solve other people purchase or sale problems, I love to do. I love to talk to other agents. I love to talk about what's going on with La Rosa and the growth and the explosion that is about ready to happen with our company. I love when my agents make a sale, and I love to congratulate them. I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of motivational speakers. We have a few in common.
Well, you know who she's talking about, Nev. Who's my
I
dude?
don't know. I might.
EBD.
Hey. Okay.
Yeah.
I constantly
She's a big PBD fan. I told her that I need to find the PHP chapter here to take them to one of those meetings, so she could see the energy that company has. It's crazy.
It's like I don't even know. It's like corporate crack. I don't know. Like the energy they have at 12 a.m. does not make sense.
Yeah.
I think because people are just so excited about what they do, and they're around other people that are also excited about what they do, that energy feeds off of each other.
Yeah,
I think so,
absolutely.
too.
Yeah. So they just opened a new office in Boca. I don't know how far that is from
Boca?
South Florida.
That's like
South
Miami.
Florida. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about the wrong person. There's an office up there though.
She's thinking about Teresa. He's confusing you with Teresa. No, I'm just kidding. He's not.
No.
Listen, Teresa is banging.
She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
So I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
I'm gonna look that up.
We gotta look that up.
Teresa she's the Miami Lakes manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what advice would you have for a new agent to stay motivated? Like how should they build that winner mindset?
First of all, understand that real estate is not easy, and it's not going to come to you like you see on HGTV.
Yeah.
First of all,
that's a false perspective right there.
Yeah. There's a difference between goals and dreams, right? Unwritten down goals are just dreams, and then dreams disappear when you wake up. So you got to work on those goals every single day. I have started to tell my mentees, and I just got into this myself, and as corny as it sounds, it really does work. You need to manifest what you want out of life. Every single day, before you even get out of that bed, you need to tell the world what you want. But
it's true though.
You also need to surround yourself with people that are like-minded.
Mm-hmm.
So plan for the times that are ebbed, right? Because our industry is flows and ebbs, and understand that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Have yourself a business plan. What are you going to do with your first paycheck? Understand that the smart thing to do is put half of it in savings. Spend a little bit on yourself and a little bit on your business.
And then the rest goes towards your expenses.
Do not buy a brand new phone and car in your first year. Keep your expenses low.
Do not say that again. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do not buy
a brand new
car or a brand new
car. Cars. I know a lot of.
It sounds like you know somebody who did that.
I know somebody.
Everybody does that.
I know somebody who did that. And I told that person not to. I was the first person to tell that person not to do it. They don't listen to me.
But ultimately, the only person that's going to motivate yourself is your family and yourself. You've got to rely on yourself to motivate. You are your biggest cheerleader. Correct. So celebrate every little achievement. I don't care how small it is. Hey, I got a listing appointment. I might not have gotten a listing appointment, but I got a listing appointment. And pat yourself on the back. You need allow yourself, give yourself permission to celebrate the small achievements that happen through this industry.
And do you think that not only should do that, do you think you should be grateful for that opportunity? Like,
Oh, 100%. These opportunities that they're given to you, okay? They're not yours to they're not yours to take. They're not yours to claim. You know, it's an opportunity that's given to you. What are you going to do with that opportunity? And the opportunity could be good or bad. But it's up to you to turn that opportunity into something that's going to make you money.
yeah, that's gonna
That was well said.
gonna
Yeah.
be, it's about how you turn it around in a sense. It's a bad opportunity, you turn it around. I think that you start to see yourself grow, because now you're solving a problem that you're going to be able to solve a lot easier next time that same opportunity comes around.
And with every experience, you should be learning from it, good or bad.
Good or bad.
You should be learning from every single experience that you have.
One of the things that I was having a conversation with Gail that she brought up is she was working with an investor who all of a sudden did not, um, all of a sudden did not, kind of ghosted her. So I asked her, what'd you do? She's like, I don't know. But she told me something that was pretty cool. She said, I called and reached out to him and said, hey, what did I do wrong that made you stop working with me? And, so I can better myself. Most people won't do that. Most people won't even make that call. They'd be like, oh, good riddance. They were a pain in the butt.
Hmm.
But even if they weren't a pain in the butt, they still would be like, oh, good riddance. She actually took the initiative to find out how she could better herself by finding out what the hell happened. And, so I think that's commendable. That's very commendable.
Nobody wants to hear the word no. Nobody wants to hear how bad you are or things that you did or didn't do, because everybody in their mind, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest. But you need to take all feedback and really digest it in
Hmm.
turn be a better agent or a better broker, so that everybody benefits. Because if you're constantly taking ridicule and it hurts you, right? And all you do is now you're defensive. Nobody wants to be around that.
No, you want to reflect on it, right?
Yeah, you want
So
to learn from it, you know?
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm learning a lot. I'm telling you right now, I'm learning a lot out here.
So, how do you stay competitive in a oversaturated market? What do you do?
Well, first of all, let me go ahead and tell you guys the craziness out here. All right. So the market out here is 50-50, right?
50-50.
Really?
50 residential, 50 new builds. So you're doing
Okay.
about the same transactions on both sides. Unlike Florida, unlike Orlando, it's like 80% resale and
Hmm.
20% new build. That's not the case out here. They're still building out here, and they're building some crazy cool communities. They got this one called Beach Walk, where they actually built the beach in the center of the community.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And Margaritaville is actually going to be a
Uh,
resort, a hotel in
for that
this
beach
community,
walk,
in that community. Yep.
it's
Oh.
big. It's a big ass pool, but it's made from sand.
Yeah, it's like 3 football fields.
Oh
It's
Oh
wow.
crazy.
wow. For a
You
pool?
guys can look it up. It's called the Beach Walk.
Yeah, Beach Walk in St. Johns
Yeah.
County.
And the thing is,
Okay.
ready for this? Their medium price out here is pennies compared to our medium price.
How much would a home in the beach walk go for?
They still have two.
Oh, in
No,
Beach Walk, you're talking like 750 and higher.
correct. And they used to
Okay.
be, and back in the day, I mean, there were some units in there that were in the twos,
Really?
285, 385
Yeah, when they
So
first started.
when they first started it.
so it sounds like Lake Nona.
Yeah, basically.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it's nicer.
Nicer.
It's nicer than,
Wow.
and Lake Nona is really nice because I
Yeah.
live right down the street, so it's really nice. But it's just it's nicer because Jacksonville, you're on the beach side. 95 shoots up
Yeah.
the beach side. So,
So
how far are we from the beach?
I don't know, 20 minutes maybe.
20 minutes from the
oh
beach.
wow. So your competition more is the new builds. It's not really amongst other
So our
agents.
competition, so we've got a lot of mom and pop brokerages here too. We've got a lot of investors that decided to open up their own brokerage.
Wholesalers,
We got a lot of
they
wholesalers.
still wholesale out here.
Yeah,
Oh really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they have communities that you could buy stuff for like 100 and flip it.
hmm
So,
Wow.
And then we still have some big dogs. Like, not when I say big dogs, I mean their name is more recognizable than La Rosa. But everything seems to be more relationship based, definitely relationship based. A lot of our agents have either center of influence business. They have full-time jobs where a majority of their business comes from the people moving in and out of in and out of the area with them. We have agents that are in the financial planning, so they're purchasing homes for as a investment property for their clients, and I can call them their clients because they have a fiduciary responsibility to them, even though they're a transaction broker,
Correct.
because they're a
Hmm.
financial advisor.
Yeah.
It is their client. And then we have a lot of clients that do radio, especially in the Latin community, and
Wow,
so they're
radio.
getting more
Yes.
recognition from that.
And I was here a couple years ago, and the demographic, the Spanish demographic wasn't as prevalent as it is now. It's actually a lot higher. Actually, believe it or not, I was looking um, at the 2020 census, and there was more Hispanics in the Jacksonville area than there is in the Orlando area.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
keep in mind, they only counted Orange County when they talked about Orlando. They did not count
Oh,
this.
that doesn't count.
I'm just
You
saying.
don't look at Osceola like what?
Yeah, you look at Osceola, it'd be like, okay, like 90% Spanish, but
That's not.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot of Spanish. We've got a lot of Indian.
yeah,
We've got a lot of Northerners that came down, so they're mutts.
yeah, but
Um,
they're buying.
they're buying. We
And
also
this is the
have a
thing.
huge Russian community in here.
Yeah,
Really?
Mhm.
the biggest thing I
Didn't expect
noticed
that.
is that the
Mhm.
prices are still very reasonable out here. You still have
Okay.
a lot of properties. Now, I will tell you this. So we looked at a for sale by owner because we're doing the class on Friday, and we pulled one that's going to be an example. I think it was
It was they were in pre foreclosure.
yeah, and they bought
They
for what
bought in
price?
2019. They bought it for
No,
418,
385.
385.
385, and then they
And
so
the
and then
when
the
you did it on RPR to figure out a listing price, the average price was 820.
crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
What?
It's still 820 right now. And what I told so I was telling Gail, like by looking at the statistics, they're running behind us by a few months. I would say probably 6 months. So if she follows Orlando, whatever happens in Orlando today, it's gonna happen here 6 months from now. So we have a price drop. They're gonna start to see their price drop 6 months from now.
We're totally seeing price drops.
No, but not to the I guarantee not to
No,
the extent that
no.
we are.
We're in the process of sellers finally realizing that they're not going to get that exorbitant amount
Yeah,
of money.
Okay. So that was
So
earlier
that
this
that
year.
was us
Yeah.
6 months
so
ago.
Gail got the stats where right now they're still at 4% drop. We're
Hmm.
already at a 16% drop. So
Yeah.
obviously 6 months from now,
Yeah.
you guys will probably be at the 16%
Mhm.
drop, which is huge
Okay.
because getting a seller to sell now is probably going to be very, I mean, if they need to or they want to, right now is the perfect time because and obviously you gotta, you know, do the same things that we're doing where we're telling them, look, this is the price. You don't want to go higher than this. I know you heard about what Bob got last year, but that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So
And they do continue to drop. I have my agents pay attention to the weekly the analyzation charts that we have from our
yeah,
MLS.
they have a weird way of doing it, but it's pretty cool because they can break it down by county
Hmm.
and they can break it down by city, which
We
is
can even
crazy.
break it down to neighborhood if we had
Yeah.
to.
Wow.
And
We don't
and it
have that.
automatically gives you the statistic right there. Like they can actually take that picture and put it on the MLS, put it on a Facebook post. So it's pretty
Mhm.
So
cool.
how do we? Wait a minute. How do we get that? We
We ain't
need
got
that.
that. We ain't got that. We ain't got that. We ain't
Oh
got
man.
I can
Actually,
share it with you. I
actually
don't
we
know if I can
do,
share
but
it
I
with
don't think
you.
we could do our counties though.
I
Like
don't
So
I
know.
want
We'd
to
have
I
see
to
have
do
a
it.
that.
Yeah.
question for you guys though, because you guys out here putting us on the spot. So how's it been for you guys this week without me being there?
Smooth.
Oh, it's been very smooth actually.
It's easy.
You know, I got
Yeah.
a couple meetings
Like Sunday morning, huh?
scheduled tomorrow.
every
as
day
far
is
as
like Sunday
recruitment,
morning.
you know, we got a couple meetings.
Yeah. All the meetings have been on time.
Yeah. We
It's
just got one
lovely.
on board today, so tomorrow there's another meeting. You know, so the training
How did
class
the
went
training
good.
go?
Oh,
It went
packed. It
really
was a
good.
packed house. Honestly, I had to grab more chairs, set up new
For today's
tables.
training?
Well, for yesterday's training, for
Yesterday's.
today's training, we had a lot on Zoom,
A
right?
lot on Zoom.
A lot on Zoom.
Yeah.
It was a
How
bit
did everybody
nippy
like
for
John
everybody to come
Daytown?
out, I guess.
What was that?
You know, how did John do on that presentation? Did everybody
He
like
did
it? Like,
great. He
okay,
Yeah.
did great.
Yeah, I heard actually a lot of really good feedback from it. Like the second I walked into the office, a lot of agents were actually still talking about it.
what about Milton yesterday? I know. Neville, did you learn a little bit of Spanish, or did he do it in Spanglish?
I had to get up and actually leave because I was there for like moral support. Cause I'm like, I don't know how many people are gonna come in, and I kept noticing like he would be looking at me and talking, and I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. So I was like, okay, this is getting uncomfortable. Like, let me get up and
He was
leave.
looking at Nev like he was Dominican.
Yeah. But I got up to give my seat to somebody else because it was a lot of people that came.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. At the end of it, I had to let him know, like, and like, hey, sorry about that. I had to leave. I don't speak Spanish. I was just there to fill the seats.
But he
I appreciate that.
apparently a few agents want to apply
Signed
to
up.
go to stay
Yeah.
signed
Yeah, we'll
up to
see.
go.
We'll see how that training goes because we
So,
are working with him closely to do, kind of like an affiliation with La Rosa to train.
Yeah.
He was with the Tony Robbins organization for 15
yeah.
years, so he was able to build a pretty cool following for himself. So we'll see how he does. I mean, Tony Robbins is huge on mindset, and I think that's one of the things too. Mindset's going to be huge for us up here as we go along. I talking to a couple agents out here. They're not liking the UP. So we got to get
That's a
them to
surprise.
understand it better. We have one that's already on board in the sense that she's already pushing that, like, yeah, I'm definitely want to do it. It's an agent that she's a top producer for Gale. But she's also the person that's brought me the most people. So very active, very active.
Very
Okay.
good.
So
I would say with Milton, we have to have another time that he comes out because I know the seminar that he has coming up it flows into our the Rosa Olympics.
yeah, I
Yes.
know. I heard
Yeah,
about
Yeah,
that.
we have to
and
change that.
I don't know if Gail is gonna come down for the Olympics, but
I'll be there. I'm going to be a cheerleader
Yeah.
okay, is your office
or an
coming to
escort. I'll be an
compete?
escort.
She'll be an
Escort.
honorary.
Escort.
Oh.
She'll be an honorary Orlando agent for that.
Okay, so we have to get you a pink shirt.
So we got to get her pink shirt. Yep,
Okay,
Pom
we
poms.
wear pink.
yeah.
Perfect.
So
So we only have two more questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up. All right. So, what advice do you have for agents struggling financially but still want to continue to strive to meet their real estate goals and dreams?
I am 100% believer in getting yourself a part-time job. Honestly, I am, because the more you struggle financially, the more you're going to make stupid decisions. And then it's no longer about the buyer or the seller. It's about your paycheck, which it should never be about.
Absolutely.
So you need to get a handle on your finances first before you can move forward with anything in real estate.
what about so let me push back on that for a little bit. Should that job be a night job so that way you can work during the day? Are you willing to make that sacrifice?
That
Or
job should be whatever you can mentally accept moving forward. So if it's a night job and then you do real estate during the day, then that's great. But if you get a job that's part-time where you're only working a few hours, Monday, Thursday, Sunday, you've got how many hours to put towards real
that's
estate,
true.
That is
That's true.
true.
That's a point. That's
you
a good
know?
point.
Also, what if you're a single mom? You are now having to figure out
If you're a single mom, if
babysitters.
you're a single mom, you got to suck it up. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Listen, that's why I was a barista
Just
at
kidding.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Listen, if you're a
But
single mom,
you have
listen, I
to.
will tell you this. If you're a single mom, that, when you make it, you are that much more respected because, one of our top producers, Kenya, is a single mom.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I can tell you from
But
experience that
you
when you
only
make it,
you can make that decision.
correct.
But as soon as it becomes a job, and as soon as you start thinking about your paycheck, then that's when you're going to
You're
not
gonna
love
make
what you do
mistakes.
anymore. You're going to make mistakes, and it's now going to be turn ugly because everything is, I should have had that. Why didn't I get paid? You need to make sure that you have some sort of financial support to make sure you are successful in this business. And if you're a single person and you quit your job thinking that you're going to jump into real estate and look how easy it is, it's not. Keep your job until you have at least 5 executed contracts ready for closing, and then you can make that decision.
Ready for closing is a very good point that you say there because ready for closing would mean that we already have CTCs, which means they're going to close. because my biggest thing, and I tell people this all the time, is you don't count on the closing till the check's in your hand.
Absolutely.
We have situations where the check, we get ready to go to a closing and the seller gets pissed off about something and it's not going to close. Or a buyer gets pissed off about something and we don't
House
close,
might burn down.
which
But
happens.
yeah, but this is the best business because you make your schedule.
Absolutely.
We actually had
Yeah.
that happen that way. We had a house burned down the day, well, not burned down, but it caught on fire the day of the walkthrough. So we couldn't close for 3 months after.
Oh wow.
But the
Yeah,
buyer he wanted the house, so he kept the contract going.
that's good.
Even though
But
he was at fault, which was our realtor, which is a long story.
yeah.
We won't talk about it,
So
but I'll tell you that story off air.
Perfect.
going back to something that Gale said, where it's like if you are a single parent, like you don't use that as your excuse to not work, right?
It
So
should never be a crutch.
we have parents that have brought their babies in here, and the babies have been here and they're working.
Yeah.
I can name a list of them. The last one I seen was Eric, your actual brother, Ray. He's in here with his 2-year-old in the playpen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's an investment.
We're kid friendly,
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah,
Family passion growth. Come on.
exactly, yeah. And he had to go look at a possible investment that he was doing for his investors, and he brought his daughter with him. Right? He did call me first and like, hey, is the house safe to bring a kid? I said, yeah, it is. You
yeah.
can bring her. But still, he brought her to check out the house before he let his investors know, hey, let's go ahead and purchase this one.
And we have agents that do that because sometimes you don't have that childcare readily available for when the client wants to view a property.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So
Making the client aware also is a good thing.
communication is 100%
Yeah,
of
absolutely. How many times have we seen Kenya's son wearing a suit on the way to a listing
Oh yeah,
appointment?
yeah.
That is
How old is he? Like 8?
No, he's well, the day that we saw him in the suit, he was 8.
Yeah.
He's 8, 9, 10, 11. He's about 12, I think, because she's been with us for 5 years now.
Yeah.
So he was 8 when we first. No, he was 7 when she joined, and he's about, I think, 11 or 12 now.
Yeah. And I seen her come in and print, and he's like in a whole suit. And I'm like, what's going on here?
He's going to a listing appointment with his
Listing
mom.
appointment.
How do you turn
Even
that
though-
kid down?
Yeah.
That's a secret weapon right there. Yeah.
My assistant's here.
He's the one who hands you the pen. Like, are you ready to
That's
sign?
right.
Lulu, you need to take your son, suit him up, take him with you. You'll get every
Yeah.
listing appointment.
Absolutely.
So this flows
Like,
into the last.
it's like a chick magnet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that actually flows into the last question. Do you believe in dress for success? Here in Florida, here in Orlando, I guess like wearing the suit and tie is like the optimal real estate uniform. I don't know what it looks like in Jacksonville.
So we are laid back. I do believe in dressing for success on the first appointment.
Okay.
You want to set the tone of your professionalism. I also believe if you're meeting a couple, you dress to what they dress. You don't want to outshine them. So, for example, I had clients who it was a husband and wife, and she had just had a baby and didn't feel comfortable in her own skin. So, after the first meeting that I had where I was dressed up, I dressed like her. Because it's not about me, it's about them, and they need to feel comfortable in what we're doing.
Well,
And if I'm showing up dressed to the nines in stilettos, and she just had a baby, and I know exactly what she's feeling,
and she can't wear stilettos.
she doesn't want me around anywhere. Now she hates me.
I see.
So I do
Psychology
believe
of
in,
it.
I mean, but you don't want to look sloppy, and you don't want to show up in sweats and your pajamas. You want to look presentable, but you want to dress the part as well. And that's where you have to read your audience.
Absolutely. Okay. So is it like shorts and flip flops? You know,
It is
4 days
sometimes,
after work?
yeah.
Okay.
It is sometimes.
Jeans.
Jeans.
We wear a lot of jeans here.
It gets cold out here. It was actually cold this morning. So I
It's
can
cold here
understand.
too.
It was 50 this morning.
Nah, it was colder over here. Trust me, it was cold. It was like sweater weather. I was getting ready to put the song this morning when I was getting ready. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. All right. I want
It's more
to thank.
business casual than it is.
why
banker.
is Lou all quiet?
I don't know. He's
I'm not
never this quiet, right?
So Louis, before we go, I got a question for you. Who do the Eagles play this weekend?
We have a bye week, my friend. We're undefeated, 6-0. Stop talking smack. What's wrong with
I
you?
just want to know. I'm just asking. Hey. Just asking
We have a bye
because
week. We have a
Lewis
bye week.
came to the office super happy on Monday, boy.
That's right.
You should
Yeah,
see
he
he was
did.
like,
That's right.
Eagles, go Eagles, fly Eagles, fly.
What's wrong with
He
that?
almost
I'm
this
a
guy
winner.
like verbally assaults one of my clients because they have a Cowboys banner on their car.
I
And I'm
did.
like, what
I
is wrong?
said, don't come back here with that. Don't come back here with that
That's
banner.
what we do at my office. That's what we do.
Well,
Oh man, I was just happy that like she was like, nah, she was talking trash back to him. I was like,
that's
okay.
Right.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Fantastic. What?
That's what you
I'm
get.
a Cowboy fan.
See, this is what happens.
Listen,
No, I'm not a
Listen.
Cowboys fan. Don't
Oh, I'm
talk
about to
smack
say.
to me.
Oh, I'm about to say.
She
Don't
lives in
mess with
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
It's the
I told
Jaguars.
you they
No, no,
mafia out
listen. The Jaguars suck. I am not.
Yeah, I know. We beat them.
Hey, you're not gonna beat Tennessee though. But thank you guys once again for taking care of the office over there. I'll be back Friday. Keep rooting for me. I'm gonna win.
We're gonna get it.
we
Bro,
got this.
you have to win. Don't come back if you don't
Yeah,
win,
don't
bro.
come back with that
Don't come back
one
with no
quote that
L's.
you were
Come back
coming
with a
back up with.
W.
Like,
Yeah, that
I need to
defeat is
bring you like Jordan.
This is an
Yeah,
undefeated office. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that. I've
Yeah,
been here
that
for
is-
5 years and it's been an undefeated office.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you
We
wavering?
don't lose anything.
You're wavering.
I am not wavering. I
You
don't
are.
know. Gale's out here.
Using
Calling
words
me-
like I hope, I'm
I
trying. Bro, either you are or you ain't.
I
Yeah.
hope.
I said
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
You know what?
You're
Let
like
me
a
tell
dream.
You know what happened?
Not even
You're
Jordan
right.
says that.
That
And then you put
wasn't
Jordan
written
involved in that.
This Gale's
Jordan
coming at
doesn't
me.
even say that.
Right?
I said Gale's coming at me. I'm gonna go back at her. I think I learned those words here. I'm just
Wow.
saying. She started it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish it.
Dang.
Like, so I'm from Jersey. I'm about ready to
Oh,
open up.
there you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, she know where I'm from. I'm from Camden. So
Yeah, she's from like a place where they I guess
Camden.
they mug
Yeah,
everybody or something. I don't know.
They mug every. What are you talking about? Where are you from?
Far Rockaway, Queens.
That's right.
Camden is not that bad.
Camden is.
I heard it's like gangster's paradise.
It's
over
not. It's not Trenton.
That's right.
there. It is not Trenton. You see?
It ain't Newark. Holy God, Newark.
Yeah. See, not as bad. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate you letting me get on this. I know it was supposed to be the Nev and Lulu show today, and it is. Lulu's out there quiet because his Eagles won. He's super happy. He's living the dream. He's on cloud nine. Until 2 weeks from now when they lose. But that being said, love you guys. I'll see you guys Friday, and I'll be holding the cup. So
Word.
all right.
It was
All
a
right,
pleasure. Thank you so much for
thank you,
having
Gale,
me.
for
Thank you.
coming on the
Thank you
show.
so much. You've been awesome.
Yes, you told us it was on. You're only giving us 30 minutes, but it's been like an hour. So we
Oh,
that's what we
really?
always do. That's what we always do.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay.
all right,
All right,
guys.
but-
All right.
Ray, get back to those phones. Remember, 10. That's what we need, right?
Yeah, 10 it is.
That's what-
10 it is.
So don't come back without the W.
I won't.
And we're
I
out.
won't. All right, later.